uh, Pulla Rao and Madan on one side with Tuhin on the other. Mr. Pulla Rao, watching this from a distance in Chennai, what are your thoughts? My thoughts are that this is most unnecessary. My thoughts are that somewhere the opposition is worried that there may be a political link found to the people who carried out the attack through the NGO link and their past political connections. These people may have worked together. It is possible that there are leaders from many of these parties, the anti-BJP parties, who may have benefited by cohabiting with the people who carried out the attack, and therefore they need to distract attention from the attack itself and bring it onto themselves. And that is the reason for this drama that they try to carry out in Parliament. Besides, my other view is that it is very, very against national interest to show an act of disunity a day after Parliament has been attacked. In any other country, members of Parliament would have stood together and said, we take a common view against this, instead of immediately trying to politicize it. And my third point is they are trying to say, no, we need to go after the BJP MP whose PA gave the passes. Now, there's nothing to prove that the BJP MP was part of the plot. Was his office infiltrated? Yes. But by trying to make that the focus, these people are trying to take the attention away from the act of terrorism, right, to everything else. Pulla Rao, therefore, I believe the country will see through this drama that Derek O'Brien and company did today. Your take, please.
Yes, it's very difficult to disagree with what you say, especially what's happened on 15th. That's today, the 14th. But what about the 13th?
Sir.
All these events took place on the 13th. It was a disgraceful failure of security. It showed how weak India is, which we are very embarrassed. That people came unarmed into Parliament House, violating all the security that was supposed to be there. And the guy jumps down into the house, turns around, and the ushers try to catch him. What if the Prime Minister was there? What kind of scene was enacted on 13th December? What kind of reaction there should have been from the government? There should have been a brutal sacking of people responsible. Instead of that, they suspended the poor ushers, the 6 guys who were trying to catch him politely, as if they were bouncing somebody away from a hotel bar. Let us look at what happened. Look at the country is shocked. Rightly so. We agree with you. They should be the next day. But should the government not have taken to task the officers, the person responsible for the Lok Sabha? There's nothing about that. They suspended the ushers, the 6-7 ushers. No, there's nothing. There's no tension that this would have been worse. This has debased India's image. The image of December 13th will live long in the minds of people. And it's very difficult to disagree with what you have said. Country should present a united face. Country should view it as a terrorist act. Country should get to the bottom of it. But we have to see some action should have been taken. Immediate responsibility, immediate suspension, 1 or 2 resignations at the highest level to bring the gravity to the country that this is very serious. We are taking it seriously. India is a tough country now. India is not a country where 4 people just walk into Parliament House and then they do all kinds of things. And sadly, till the end of the day, they could not locate 2 of the people hiding in Parliament House. What has happened? That's what the country is thinking, Mr. Arnab. The 13th December incidents will go a long way in creating shock that nothing has changed. Has anything changed? A good fortune. December 13, 2001. Tragedy was prevented when they would have kidnapped 102 MPs during lunch hour in Central Hall. This was no less. Please think about it. The activities, the actions, and the pictures of December 13th are a shock to the nation. Think about it. The activities, the actions, and the pictures of December 13th are a shock to the nation.
What if it turns out, Mr. Pulla Rao, that these people have links to political parties, that they have campaigned for political parties in the past, adjunct members unofficially of certain political parties? Would you be equally shocked about that?
They should be punished without any mercy if such a link, an organic link, an actual link, a cause and a link is there, they should be punished. The country would expect that. But that comes later. Where is the shock? You have to express the same shock on December 13th. If those who had been going to Parliament House before this new building, we know how difficult it is to get in, how much fuss there is to create. And there used to be people guarding. What happened? I mean, I'm genuinely shocked. I don't want to apportion blame. I'm genuinely shocked. Just look at that picture you're showing on your screen. There's not a single commando in sight to bring that fellow down. Not shoot him, at least bring him. There is not a single stun gun. Not even gas, nothing to bring the guy down. Is this India? That's what you're talking about, the India of, what are those? Oh, we have a fantastic Air Force, fantastic Navy. What is it there? Where are the commandos? Not a single one to rush and bring the person down. I'm sorry, I have to say this. Somebody should have paid the price for December 13th by the evening of that. Somebody who was running the Lok Sabha, or somebody very high up. And one small point I want to tell you, there is a murmur that in the last 10, 15 years, not only in this regime,
with you, Mr. Pullarao, and I find that you are Mr. Pullarao, you are pushing a very disingenuous line, which I suspect you don't believe in. You are just pushing it just for the sake of pushing it. You are very well aware that Derek O'Brien and company were trying to create a tamasha. So the headline tomorrow would not be on the possible political links of the attackers, but on the drama of Derek O'Brien and company. Tuhin is responding to all your introductory points. Tuhin, his focus is on the spectacle and not on the actors.
Arnab, for a government that has placed utmost priority to national security in the last 10 years, obviously this has come as a shock. But I find an uncanny resemblance priority to national security in the last 10 years and an unsavory episode of a supposed hijack of a plane traveling from Kolkata to Lucknow, which was hijacked and taken to Banaras on 20th December 1978. The people who had carried out that hijacking turned out to be Congress karyakartas. One of them, Bholanath Pandey, was rewarded with an MLA ticket and he turned out to be a two-time MLA. I'm not saying that the thing is exactly true over here, but a lot of bizarre connections seem to be at play over here. Number one, while they managed, it was a ploy to get the passes from Pratap Simha, and certainly questions will be asked to him, and that would be a part of the investigation. These people apparently had also carried out two recce's, and the passes for those two recce's were provided by an opposition MP. It's all part of the investigation that is going on. Now, the MPs who have been suspended today have not been suspended for asking questions, but because of their repeated hooligan behavior on important issues of national interest. And I will give you some examples. Derek O'Brien in 2014, when the Telangana bill was introduced, he was tearing the bill. When the farm was introduced, he was tearing the bill. Today, I don't know what he was doing on the well of the House on an important issue where, the primary onus, as the Home Minister has just explained, is on the Speaker to provide a preliminary report. At the same time, the Honorable Defence Minister has made a statement. So why does the opposition behave in a my way or the highway situation? It doesn't help the issue of national security. Finally, one important point, the nature of terrorism is changing. While we have successfully thwarted Pakistan-supported terrorism, these new breed of Andolan Jeevis, professional Andolan Jeevis and, urban Naxals probably pose a greater threat that we had anticipated. And yes, this is an eye-opener. This is a learning experience. We will be vigilant upon them. That is the reason why UPA charges have been immediately pressed against all of them.